Hi everyone, I'm Allie with PotomacBeads. Join me in making this interchangeable tassel cap using our Evas and our halo beads as well. So join me, gather up your materials, and have fun making this interchangeable top. So to begin, we're going to make this basically in a flat section and then kind of combine it all together. I have my Evas here, and I'm going to begin by putting a stop bead onto my thread. This is a bead that'll come off, and I'm using a size 12 needle and 0.006 wildfire beading thread, and I have the green color to make it easy for you to see. Once you have that stop bead on, you're going to begin at the bottom of one of your Evas, going through from the carrot side to the open side at the top. In the middle, grab one of your halo beads, one of your DiscDuos, and I'm using the jet color as well in the DiscDuos, and then go through that second hole on the other side of the halo bead. We're going to face another Eva bead sitting directly across. So we're going to go through this time with the open side towards the point. And then here along the top, I want you to add in 4 of your 15s, and I'm using the Duracoat Galvanized Gold, 1 11 in the Crystal Lab Full, and 4 more 15s. Go down the other side of the Eva, and then also the whole way through the second hole of all of the other beads as well to the other side of the Eva bead. Give a nice tight pull to center that 11-0 right along the base of the design. Go ahead and grab 3 of your 15s in that gold color, and then we're going to start the process again. To start the process again, we are going to sew down into one of the Eva beads again, so that way we're going into the opening. We're going to add in our halo, grab our DiscDuo, and add that guy in. Go through our second hole of our halo bead. Add your next one of your Eva beads, this time going through the center towards the point. And then again here, what we're going to do is we are going to grab 3 beads, and we're going to link these two together. So you're going to take your thread and needle back through the second hole of the Eva and the halo DiscDuo Eva combination. And that's going to link those two together. Take your needle and thread back down through those 3 15s, down through the Eva halo combination, whole way down till you get out the bottom of that second grouping of the Eva bead. Here again, do that second point, and then we are on repeat. So you have on 4 15s, 1 11, 4 15s, and then you're going to repeat that whole process till we get our 4 beads in. Once we have those 4 beads into, then we will go in and connect the 2 sides to continue adding to the design. You'll notice that only one side of the design, and this looks like an owl here, the one side of the design has the seed beads at the bottom. The other is currently empty at the top. We will go in after we round this out and add in some seed beads along that top edge, as well as kind of close them in to create that topping for the tassel. So now I'm going to, after doing this 4 times, going to group the start to the end. So you're just like you've been doing, you're taking 3 of your 11 O's, or sorry, your 15 O's, and you're going to round this out. And it's going to be right next to that stop bead that you're going to take it down through that first Eva and that first side of your creation. So you're going down through all that whole way down that first hole of all of those beads. Once you're out the bottom, you want to do a little tug so that way you get rid of any extra thread that you may see. You can see that tightens that up. And then same thing here along the bottom, 3 more. 3 more beads go, and we're going back to the top. So at this point now, the bottom is actually complete, And that's going to be right here where we have the little seed beads drop. If you want to, you can also put little crystal briolets or actually have little drops at the bottom. Whole other look and also fun to the design that you can add as well. What you're going to do then as you come back up to the top is we are going to get ready to decorate the top, and basically we are going to cinch it in a little tiny bit, bringing it in so that way it creates a dome that is going to sit right on the actual tassel. So just like we decorated the bottom with the 4 15s and then 1 11 and then 4 more 15s, we're going to do the top that same way as well. So it's going to end up being 4 of our, oops, but first, I'm sorry, we need to make sure that we're coming out through the 15s. So coming out through the 15s, you're going to put on 4 of your 15s, 1 11, 4 15s, and then we're going to sew through our next grouping of 3 seed beads that sit between the top of the Eva beads. Those go right along the top then. Over to the next one, same thing. So you're going to repeat this 4 times, adding in the 4 1 4. So 9 beads go on top of each Eva, and then you sew through the 3 seed beads sitting between. Continue adding on then. This is 2 of them. I have 2 more to go to get that top completed. As I get the last top in place, I'm coming out those 3 seed beads that my thread was originally coming out of, which happens to be next to that stop bead. And then I'm going to go and sew up through the top, so I'm coming out through the 11-0 that sits at the top. I have these 4 beads, and so I'm going up through the 4 15s, and then through the 11 as well, and coming out through the top of the 11. When I come out through the top of the 11, I'm going to add in my crystals. If you don't want the look of crystals, you don't have to. You can add just some seed beads instead for that netting effect. So coming out the 11 then, I have my Crystal Lab 3mm round beads that I'm going to be using. And I have a 15, a crystal, and then a 15. And I'm going to sew through my next 11-0 in line. So through the next 11-0. And around. I figured the silver added a nice silver look from the 2-hold halo. Going through then, 15, crystal 15. And there's a variety of sizes that you can use. If you have a bigger crystal that you want to use, just eliminate the 15-0s. And again, another idea is to hang down some crystals where the 11-0 is at the bottom of the Eva, if you want crystals to hang down in front of the tassel. And the cool thing about this is you really can change up what tassel you have. If you happen to have a tassel that has a smaller top or is a little bit thinner, you can always go from doing 4 to 3 of the actual Eva sets. If you have one that's a little bit bigger, go ahead and do a 5th, and that's going to add that extra cap. Coming through then and adding the last one, I'm going to sew back through everything that I just added. Everything that I just passed through in the thread passing, I'm going to sew through again, because this is going to be basically what's sitting on top of the tassel. So you want to make sure that it's nice and tight. And 2 threads, think about it kind of as your clasp. 2 threads going through are always a great idea wherever you're going to have kind of the most tension. You also have your starter thread, that as we come over towards the side of the starter thread, I'll bring my thread down towards that portion, take off the stop bead, and tie the 2 thread ends together. After exiting down the side beads here, you'll have the opportunity to tie those thread ends together because your threads are ending in the same place. And just a little simple tie. You can most likely take your thread burner then and kind of get rid of that tie so you don't actually see it at all, or you can go in and tuck it to the back with a reamer. I'm going to go in then with my thread burner. Wherever I set that guy, here it is. And then I'll show you how it becomes interchangeable. So the chain that you can use any chain or any sort of cording, but the chain that I'm using is that popcorn chain or that light chain, that light pulled chain. And with the turquoise, I started out with a turquoise. And you kind of pull that up in. And then the turquoise one has a natural loop on it. So you just pull the loop up in, and then you slide on your chain. Whether or not it's a traditional chain or a piece of leather or cording, you just slide that through. Once you have your chain on, and this is slid through here, come on. Because the chain is there, it actually holds the cap in. So the cap has nowhere to go because the chain holds it down. Of course, my chain doesn't want to go on there. Come on. I took it off and it doesn't want to go back through that popcorn chain. There we go. Of course, easy on the last try. So there I have it with the turquoise tassel going through. If I take it off, I can put the black one on, pushing the tassel up for a whole nother look. Or I even brought back the black tassel to show the black tassel with the black cap. And how elegant that looks. Again, sticking on your chain, goes right through. The tassels that I have here with the example are the 90mm tassels. So there it is in the black, and I love that black look. I like the colors when they match up, but the nice thing is when you're doing a black top and the black example here, you really can play around with any color. Even bringing back in here this spring orchid, showing the spring orchid. Gotta take my chain off now. And putting that guy on there. And bringing that spring orchid up through the top as well. Now, what happens if your tassel does not have a loop? If your tassel does not have a loop, you can easily add a jump ring to it, or if you want to make the tassel cap so it's not removable, you can also sew it together at the bottom and have a little bit of a different look. Thanks so much for joining me in making this interchangeable tassel cap necklace. My blue one already has gotten a ton of wear. I've worn it kind of nonstop, and I actually wear it down a little bit lower at about 36 inches. Again, if you need any of the materials to do this interchangeable cap, you can go below the video to the little description. We have the products linked that you can purchase from us at PotomacBeads.com as well as PotomacBeads.eu. You can also get the list at the beginning, as well as in those links we have the exact colors listed and links to those too. As always, thanks so much for watching me. You can give a little thumbs up. You can comment below and let us know what color combinations you're doing, or if you use a different size tassel, what your count was on the interchangeable cap. As well, if you subscribe to this YouTube channel, you get regular updates from us when we go live, have new videos for you, have new products to introduce, as well as have new tutorials. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and enjoy your own interchangeable tassel cap.